Cheese and kashkaval. Those are going to be used to make the cheese cakes. We also have some sesame and just testing my sound. Can you hear me, Sada? Awesome.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you from wherever you are joining us today. Before we keep going, I just want to make a quick request for everybody to please mute yourselves so that everybody else can hear clearly and it doesn't have any interruptions. Um, Good morning again, Sabah al Khair, Mas al Khair to you all. Thank you for joining us. My name is Sarah Reyes. I'm the PCRF Chapter coordinator. Um, Although I'm based in Chicago, my role in the organization is to work closely with our network of volunteers from across the world to establish chapters and also help them grow in their own communities to help the PCRF um, raise awareness and much needed funds across the world. And one of those great chapters that we have, who has been established and active for over 12 years, is our Chicago chapter, who is delightfully today hosting all of us, at their annual Ladies Sob7iyyeh event. And for those of you who are not may not be familiar with what the term Sob7iyyeh is, it's basically a gathering of women who get together to catch up, maybe to gossip a little, to have fun, to drink some coffee and tea, to have some biscuits or manaish or something like we are going to be making today. So I'm very delighted to be part of this program with all of you. And thank you all for making this possible. This is a very unique annual event for the Chicago ladies. And I am so proud of them that they have found a way that even though this pandemic has stopped them from having an actual event, that they were still able to host this virtually with your help. So on behalf of the chapter and myself, we welcome all of you today, our guests, and I would like to thank the Chicago chapter ladies for organizing this. And I would also like to just quickly recognize a few of our board of director members who are joining us today from across the world. So if I could have some help of spotlighting the ladies of our board members. Usually the Chicago ladies invite Miss Vivian Khalaf, who is based in Chicago, to attend with us every year, and she graciously does. But a bittersweet thing about the pandemic is that we were able to invite the other board members who are outside of Chicago, Ms. Fatma Abu Ghazaleh from Jordan, Dr. Aziza Nassar from Nablus, and I see Vivian and I see Dr. Aziza spotlighted here. So thank you, ladies, for joining. And we also have Tanya Nasser from Los Angeles. If we could also spotlight her. Thank you. Hi, Tanya.
Hi, everyone.
I just want to say thank you to Vivian, who is a very established attorney at law, among many other hats that she wears in the Chicago community. We're always very proud to have her and proud to have her part of the PCRF team. Thank you, Vivian, for joining us today.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, and good morning to everybody, and good evening to those in Palestine and elsewhere. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivian. Tanya Nasser has been involved with the organization. She's based in Los Angeles for since the start of the organization. Her family, especially her parents, have played a huge role in PCRF's success. They have helped co-found the organization together with our president, Steve Sob7iyyeh. So thank you, Tanya, for being here and all the great things you do for PCRF, being on the board and leading the Southern California chapter for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have Dr. Aziza Nassar from Nablus. Hi, Aziza. So nice to see you.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us from Nablus. Dr. Aziza is the most recent board member to the PCRF Board of Directors. So thank you, Aziza, for joining us. And I'm not sure.
Thank you, Sarah.
Ahla wa sahla. And I'm not sure if Fatma has joined us here. I don't think that she has, but we'll be sure to introduce her once she joins us. Um, so,
She is here. She's on Ahmad's iPad.
okay, well, welcome. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Fatma. I don't know if you can hear us, but we're very happy to have you. Fatma is a longtime philanthropist, and she's involved in many organizations, and we're also very proud to have her and her family. I see you now, Fatma. Hi. She's muted. You're mute. Okay, great. Marhaba Fatma. Thank you for joining us from Amman. Great. Thank you so much. So these are the four ladies who are involved on the board of directors and play a very important role in the direction of our organization. One more special guest that I'm not seeing here on the screen, but I know that we have Dr. Zina Salman Sob7iyyeh, who is planning to join us. Zina, are you here? Or maybe she's taking a second to join us. But we have a delegation on behalf of our president, Steve Sob7iyyeh. We have Zina, Dr. Zina Salman, who is a pediatric oncologist, joining us from Kent, Ohio, and their daughter, Jenna Sob7iyyeh, as well. So thank you, ladies, for joining us and making this an even more special event. And we're very excited to have all of you participants on this call. So we are going to go ahead and get started with our program. Okay, here we go. So I just want to go over a few housekeeping things to make sure that our program is running as smoothly as possible. Please be sure that we want this to be as interactive as we can. So we want to encourage you to go ahead and show us yourself. Unlock your camera. Let us show your faces. Let us see your kitchens. Let us see you what you're doing. We want to see you and we want to make sure that we're getting to know you. If you do have a question, please type the word, you can type the word Gaza, since we are fundraising for a project in the Gaza Strip. You can also type the word question or comment, and we do have chat responders that are paying attention to that, and we will call on you and make sure to unmute you so that you can ask your question and make your comments. We also want to remind you that this is being recorded for future use. Some of it might be posted on social media or shared with other attendees or other chapters to learn from this event. So and then here is just kind of a quick review of our program. Of course, this is our welcome and introductions. There will be others throughout the event. We're going to start right away within the program to welcome our celebrity chef Deema Hajjawi in a minute. And we're going to tell you a little bit about PCRF and the project that the ladies have chosen to fundraise for. Some fun trivia rounds, raffle drawings, and a chance for you to ask questions, interact with Chef Deema, of course. And one of the most important things that we ask of you today is please take as many pictures as you can of yourself, of your apron, of your finished product, email it to us, post it on your social media pages, and tag us, tag PCRF Chicago, tag the PCRF, because we want to show this off. We want to show the world what you have contributed to today. And we want to put together a photo album so that we can share it with everybody else. This is just a quick picture here to give you just a quick look into the raffle prizes that we will be running later on today. A beautiful collection of traditional products from Palestine. And then this is a grand prize that we have for anybody who sends us a picture after the event is automatically entered into a raffle drawing, which we will air live later on this week on the PCRF Chicago's Facebook page. And the winner of that gets this beautiful handmade embroidered messenger bag, and we'll be sure to send that to you. So once again, on behalf of myself, the Chicago chapter, the children of the PCRF, welcome to all of you. We hope you're going to have a great time today with us. Don't worry if you fall behind in the recipe, you'll be able to catch up later. And without further ado, I would love to go ahead and welcome our celebrity chef, who has been very wonderful and just lovely to work with to help prep for this event. And we can't wait to have her take the mic, take the screen. So Deema, thank you so much for joining us from Amman. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Sarah, and thank you to everyone. This is very overwhelming, by the way. I've been doing TV for the longest time, but this is really intimidating, seeing all of you just, watching me. I hope that this recipe will be very delightful to all of you. It's a very easy recipe, and I'm very pleased and privileged to be with you.
Thank you, Deema. Thank you so much. So I'm going to turn it to you, Deema, to start the first portion of the demonstration.
Yes.
Steps, and then we're going to go, we're going to take a break, do a few fun segments, and then we're going to come back to you and so
Great.
on. So I'll turn it to you from here.
Yes. So good morning to you. Good evening to me. It's 7:15 p.m. in Jordan. Ladies, this recipe is very dear to my heart because it's my grandma's recipe. I just did a few changes to it, but it's originally taken from my grandma who passed away. And then my mom, my aunts, they all do it. And all of us, the grandchildren, we do it at home. It's a very simple recipe, but it's just very warm and dear to my heart. So basically, I'm going to be starting with the recipe. By the way, we're going to be doing it in 3 parts. The first part of the recipe is just mixing the ingredients together. I'll be explaining to you throughout the class. And if you have any questions, you can just ask me anytime you want. I prepared some dough because, it takes a while for the yeast to rise and for the dough to be ready. But I'm hoping that throughout the recipe, we'll be able to show you all of the steps without using the ready-made one. So we'll check. So let me do the first thing first. I'll be just turning my oven on. I'll be heating the oven. So it's going to be at 180. Okay, so let the oven be ready. I'll be starting with the ingredients. As I discussed with Sahar and some of the ladies before we started, I just learned that you don't have fresh za'atar available all the time in the States. I'm aware of that, but it actually gives it a better taste. So I have some dried za'atar here, which is different from thyme. Okay, it's just our local za'atar. It has a very unique taste. So basically, using dried za'atar is okay, but it doesn't give it the same taste as I have. As you can see, even the color is different and the texture. But I tried it with both because I tried it with the dried za'atar, and I tried it with, by the way, with liquid milk, because as I learned that also powdered milk isn't always available at your stores. So basically, we're going to start with
Deema, I don't mean to interrupt, but I know.
Yes.
So here the US, I know most of the ovens are going according to Fahrenheit. So I just want to mention, is it, so it would be 350 Fahrenheit, lady?
Yes, it's 350 Fahrenheit, yes. 180 degrees, 180 Celsius, I mean. So basically, the first step we're going to do is adding the instant yeast to the warm water. Sometimes I do skip this because if you are sure that that your yeast is active and it's okay, you can just add it to the dry ingredients. But I usually like to do this step because it's how we did it all the time, and this is how you make sure that your yeast is active, and you just feel better seeing it rise on the side. So I just added the sugar because, as we know, sugar helps the yeast to activate. Okay, so we're going to keep this aside for a while and continue with the ingredients. I just want to tell you something, ladies. In the recipe that I sent you already, it said that I used 6 cups of flours, but since I made it 3 times, I'm just using half of the quantity now. So these are the ingredients. I'm sure you have them by now, but I'm actually using 3 cups of flour, so everything is just in half, okay? So now for the dry ingredients, I have the all-purpose flour. I'll be adding the salt to it.
Deema, we have a few questions here in
Yes.
the chat box. Is that okay?
Yes. Sure. Please let it be interactive. I don't want to feel that, you know, I'm just on TV. I want to feel that it's a class. So go ahead, please.
So one of the questions, Deema, in the chat box here we have is, can we mix dry and fresh za'atar in this recipe?
Of course, yes. If you don't have like a big quantity of za'atar, you can have, you know, the good taste from this. And you can, by the way, it's not that different, but I have to say that when you take a recipe originally, or if it's like, let's say, an authentic recipe, you like to do it the way it is. I'm sure that since you are in the States and you feel like doing it and eating this delicious pastries, I mean, you can always use the dried ones. But, you know, it's just so different in, not only in texture, but in the taste. It's sharper and it's more intense, let's say. So basically, I just added the salt now to the flour. So I have the flour, the salt. Even though I'm using active yeast, I'm also adding a bit of baking powder and baking soda. My grandmother didn't used to do that, of course, but this is how I do it. So basically, this is the baking soda and a bit of baking powder. I'm not going to be adding a lot because, as I told you, these are only 3 cups of all-purpose flour. So now my dry ingredients are ready. I'll be adding some powdered milk. By the way, it worked perfectly with fresh milk as well. But dried milk, or let's say powdered milk, gives it a very intense and more rich, let's say, it's more rich when you use it in the recipe. So my dried milk. And now I'll be adding sesame seeds and black sesame seeds اللي هو حبة البركة. بحب أحطهم I like to add them to the dough as well, okay? So all the dried ingredients are added in this bowl.
Chef Deema, we have another za'atar related question. So
yes, please.
Here, who is a big supporter of PCRF Chicago, is asking, can we soak the za'atar to make it somehow fresh?
Okay, some people do soak it, but please bear in mind that if you soak it, you have to reduce the amount of water that you're adding in the dough. Some people do actually soak it in olive oil. I prefer this method, okay? And if you soak it in olive oil, you have to also take out some of the olive oil added to the recipe, okay?
Okay, sorry, Deema, there's a lot
But I actually tried adding it dried rather than soaking it. So,
okay.
And to be on the safe side, this is how I tried it, okay?
Okay, perfect. So we have a lot of questions here for you, Deema.
Yalla. Yes, please.
So how much water? A few ladies here are asking how much water to add.
Okay. Halla. For these 3 cups, I'll be using maybe, I'll be needing maybe a cup and 1/4. But I always keep more water on the side. I'll show you what I did. هلا هون شوفوا actually it's ready. I'll show you the effect of instant yeast. So basically هون عندي 1 cup. I already have 1 cup of water with the sugar and active yeast. أيوه, it's activated. شايفين كيف اشتغلت? It's bubbly and ready. I'm trying to show you on the camera. Okay, so it's ready. هلا هون عندنا 1 cup. I'll be adding it once it's ready لأنه لسه ما خلصنا ingredients, and then if we need more water, I'll be adding the rest of the water.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, هلا I like to add the olive oil now to the dry ingredients. Okay. I like to just crumble the whole. I like to make sure that, you know, the flour is actually crumbled with the olive oil. شايفين? It's like wet sand. Okay, this is how we want it to look like. Okay, هلا I'll be adding the za'atar. شوفوا الفرق. I want to show you the difference. I just can't get over how different it is when it's fresh. Okay. I'm not teasing you, but it's more delicious when it's fresh. Okay. هلا هون I have 3 kinds of cheese. هلا originally it's made with only 1 kind of cheese, which is الجبنة البلدية النابلسية العادية, which is this one. I like to, of course, it has to be sweetened and soaked in water until it's not salty anymore, because usually it's salty. هلا بحب أقطعها. I like to cut it into this size, not too small, عشان it's nice to, be able to taste it and to see it in the pastries. So I'll be adding the Nabilsi cheese, but please make sure that it's actually really squeezed from the water. دائما بجيب الpaper fine التowel العادي, and I make sure it's dried really really well before adding it to the recipe. Okay. وهون حلومي تشيز. شايفين هون مثلا فيها مي. It has water, so I have to make sure it's just completely dry. Okay, before adding it, let's just do this. I want to show you the amount of water actually, because this will really affect the way our pastries turn out. So I'll be adding the halloumi now.
Deema, we see another question here.
Yes.
So it says, well, there's two questions. One is, are we adding all the liquid milk, 2.5 cups? And the other question,
Okay.
it's a bit related, because I think you've cut down the ingredients.
Yeah.
So because you've cut the flour, do we cut everything in half?
Yes. هلا everything in half except the yeast. حطيت 3/4 of a tablespoon, because I didn't want to cut it in half. Usually instant yeast, you can be it's okay. Don't exceed like more than 1 tablespoon if it's like 6 cups of flour. But if you just cut the ingredients into half, let's say 3/4 of a tablespoon. هلا the other kind of cheese, or the third kind of cheese, which is a bit my mom is against it. She didn't want me to use it, but I like it with it. It's kashkaval. Okay, it gives it a very rich taste. So the original recipe, and our grandmas, they don't use it, but it's like I think it's more delicious with it actually, and it gives it a very nice golden color when it's baked in the oven. So شوفوا ما أحلاها هاي. So ready now. شايفين؟ So هلا this is the 1 cup of water, صح؟ هلا we'll add this 1 cup and we'll see how much more water we'll be needing in the recipe. أنا من الناس I like to use my hands. Of course, if you have like a machine that you would like to work with, that's perfectly fine. But I just like to do it the original and the simple way. And هيك, it's like therapeutic, let's say. شايفين هلا ال1 cup seems okay. I might need just a little more. And by the way, a very important note that I'd like you to pay attention to is actually الdough بتكون very sticky. We want a very sticky dough. Don't be afraid if it's too sticky, and don't be adding more flour.
Deema, we have a question from the audience, and this
Yes.
is ready to ask the question herself. So I see Kinda.
Please.
Kinda Arzan, you have your hand up. Kinda, if you can just introduce your name and ask your question, please.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Deema. This is Kinda.
Hello.
Can you hear?
Hi, Kinda.
Hi. Just wanted a quick question. I'm using liquid milk. So I know that we have the liquid water with the yeast, and I have the liquid milk. So I know that the liquid consistency is going to be more than using a powdered milk. So at this point right now, I did not add the milk. I added all the cheeses. I didn't add the milk, and I didn't add the water yet. And I want to know how much I should add.
Okay. So basically, you have your instant yeast in the water, right? Okay, Kinda, هلا I would usually, what would I do? I would usually put 1 cup of liquid milk, warm milk, instead of the water. Okay, but in this case, it's fine. Just add the yeast and the water, and just add like 1/4 of a cup, let's say, of milk. And like, as you saw, I just added the first cup of water, and I just added 1/4 cup of more warm water. So can you please start doing that and check and let me know how it turns out?
Sounds good. Will do. Thank you.
Okay, Habibti.
Thank you so much. So we want to encourage everybody to raise their hands. Let us know if you want to ask the question yourself to Deema.
Yes.
We see one more in the chat box. Amal, Hi, Amal Atwa. She's asking if is this the question, Amal, that if the za'atar leaves should be left the way they are, or if you should dice them? Is that correct?
Yeah, I left them the way they are.
Okay.
They're not really very big, so I'll show you. هيك الحجم تقريبا. بس طبعا we have to get rid of all the black and sometimes شايفين?
Yes.
Just the way they are. And by the way, this is the consistency of the dough. This is what I want to see. I want a wet dough so that they turn out really nice and soft and fluffy. We don't want hard dough. So if you add more flour, it will be really hard. هلا بس I'm just going to do one last thing. بس بدي أغلبكم بس تعطوني 1 minute because I have to add oil to this, olive oil.
I'm seeing a lot of lovely aprons and ladies in their kitchen, so this is so nice.
أنا مش شايفة المشكلة. I can't see, so I wish I could.
Thank you, Deema. We're trying to snap some pictures here, but everybody looks so busy in their kitchens. So if you're cooking and you're okay turning on your video too, because we'd love to see what you're making and how it's going.
عادي. It's fine. Yes, thank you. Just a little bit in the bowl. Thank you so much. So basically, بس بدي أنقل هاي. I'm just going to transfer this to a bowl with a bit of olive oil. Okay, since we're using olive oil. وسخنة, it's okay. And as we said, we need it to be wet. I'm just going to transfer it to a clean bowl. Okay, not so clean from this side. And I'm just going to cover it and leave it on the side until it rises. It takes about an hour and a half, let's say. I have one ready, but we can stop for a little bit, take some questions. Maybe we'll be able to use this. I would like to use this with you guys. I want you to see every step throughout the recipe. So if you have any questions, I'm just going to wrap it with and keep it on the side until it rises, and then we'll just take it from there. Okay?
Thank you so much, Deema. I see a hand that's raised. May? I see May's iPad. If you could unmute yourself, May. Ahla wa sahla. Thank you for joining us. If you
Hi.
Introduce yourself.
How are you, everybody? My line was disconnected, so I missed some tips. So did you add the dry ingredients to the flour?
Yes. Hi, May. How are you? Actually,
Good.
I'm going to repeat what I did. The first thing I did was I just placed 1 tablespoon of active yeast with the sugar and the warm water, and I left them on the side until it was activated, okay? And it was ready for me to use. And I had extra water on the side because I was sure that I'm going to need more than 1 cup, of course. So basically, I had more water on the side. And then I mixed the dry ingredients together, which were the flour, baking powder, baking soda, and the salt. And then I added sesame seeds and black sesame seeds. And then and then I added the olive oil, okay? And then the last step was adding the fresh za'atar and the cheeses. And then adding the water gradually until we had the dough in the consistency that we wanted.
So total of water for 6 cups of flour. How much?
Okay, it's good that you asked this
because I did not split whatever.
You didn't
split.
So you added the instant yeast to the dry ingredients. It's okay.
Yes.
You can do that as well.
No. I add the sugar and 1 cup of water, yeast and sugar separate.
Okay. Usually 6 cups of flour take about, let's say, 2 and maybe 2.5 cups. And I always say it differs. Don't mark my words and just add that amount and just say, okay, it's ready. Because usually, some types of flour differ. So you have to add it gradually until you have the consistency of a sticky dough that looks exactly like this.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Shukran.
Thank you, May. Thank you so much. In the chat, Deema, we have a question from Khawla. Hello, Khawla. Thank you for joining us. She says, I see Deema added fresh za'atar to the dough. Are we to use some in the dough, then save some for topping as well?
No need. I'll be showing you how they turn out. So basically, it's all going to mix. And if you keep it on the top, it might actually get burned in the oven. So it's basically better for you to be mixed with the dough.
Okay, great. I hope that answers the question, Khawla. You're welcome. Thank you. Great. Anybody else, please? Oh, I see Amal Atwa. There we go. So now we get to hear you, Amal, not just see your questions in the chat. So please introduce yourself and let us hear your question.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody, and good morning. Amal Atwa. I'm from Colorado, joining you from out of Chicago, from Colorado. First of all, I would like to thank the chapter for arranging such an activity as a Sob7iyyeh and including other people from out of state. The other thing I would like to thank Chef Deema Hajjawi, that I'm very interested in all her recipes and I follow her all the time. So my question here, total amount of cups, you said, Deema, is 2.5 cups of water. Is it okay if we mix, like I put 1.5 cup of water and 1 cup of milk, even though I did add the powder milk to the recipe?
Actually, I think somebody already did that, right? نسيت مين اللي سألنا قبل. Somebody asked a question before, and they said that they added the water and then they added some more milk, so it's perfectly fine. But please bear in mind that sometimes the powdered milk, it weighs the dough down. It makes it more heavy, not very fluffy. So if you're adding like liquid milk, maybe you won't be needing a lot of powdered milk as well. This is my.
And the other thing is, we live, our state, Colorado, is a very high altitude area. So sometimes we have issues with the amount of fluid added to the flour. So do you think I should add a little bit more fluid? And if you can show me closely to the camera, the consistency of your dough.
Yes, actually, I have the ready one that is already activated. I'm going to show you the difference. This has been ready for 2 hours now. Okay, هاي إلها ساعتين وهاي اللي هلا عملناها.
Can you get close? Oh yeah, I see it now.
Okay. هلا, this is the one that's already ready now. We can just shape it now, but I'm trying to wait for this so I can show you all the steps. So basically, I always say to everyone who asks me about dough, because usually people are always so afraid of dough. يعني أنا كثير بلاحظ, or I always notice that people are willing to, cook and do everything, any recipe, any hard recipe, but they're always afraid of baking and, working with dough. But I always tell them that don't be afraid of it, because usually you have to be adding your liquids gradually until you get the consistency that you want. And in other recipes, let's say, not in this recipe, because this recipe, we need a sticky dough. But usually when we're doing dough, we just keep on adding the liquids until we get the consistency of a very soft, tender dough that doesn't stick to your hand. يعني عكس هاي, okay? اليوم إحنا بدنا sticky dough. Today we want a sticky dough. But usually if you're making, let's say, bread or pizza dough or whatever, you want a soft dough, but that doesn't stick to your hands.
So it's going to stay sticky, Deema, even after letting it rest for about 2 hours?
Is it going to?
Still be sticky?
Yeah. I'll be showing you now. Yeah, it's a very sticky dough. I'm going to show you actually the ready one. This is why I suggested using an ice cream scooper to shape them, because I don't want you to get messy with your hands in this, because look, it's really sticky, yeah?
Okay.
شايفين? هاي it's ready. هلا, if you add more flour, some people do think that, okay, let's add more flour because it's sticky. But if you add more flour, you'll be ending with very hard buns that are not fluffy from the inside. Okay? So, إذا بدكم خلينا نعمل هدول. We can, or what do you think, Sarah?
I'm gonna, if it's okay, Deema, we'll take a couple more questions that we have, so we don't fall behind, and then we can let the dough rise for the ladies who can, and then we'll continue and come back to check on the dough. How does
that?
Okay, great. So we have a couple of questions here. Someone is asking if this is going to be recorded. Yes, it will be recorded and shared with all of you ladies following the event, inshallah.
Hala, I was telling you that this is a very dear recipe to my heart, because it's from my grandmother. But the thing that makes it very dear to my heart was whenever we used to visit her, she always had this dough ready, always in the fridge. So whenever we visited, even if like 2 of the grandchildren visited her, she would take the dough out and she would bake them freshly. Like everyone had his or their, let's say, قرص الزعتر freshly made when we go to her house. يعني ما كانت تخبزهم وتحطهم on the side for everyone. No, everyone had them hot from the oven. So this is why I like it so much. So you can prepare it ahead as well and refrigerate, and then just take it out an hour before you bake them.
That's great. That's a really good tip to know.
Yes.
And especially I think for those who have little ones, kids, and here in the US especially, working mothers and busy schedules, it's nice to have something quick to take out and make pop in the oven. So that's a great tip to have. Vivian Khalaf has a question in the chat here, Deema, for you. She's asking if Chef Deema is using the standard measuring cups we use for cooking.
Definitely.
Or utensils.
Definitely. Always. I always use the standard measuring cups, whether for the liquids or for the dry ingredients.
Great. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Vivian, for asking the question. We have a question in the chat, and then there's a couple of ladies who would like to ask the questions themselves.
Sure.
Benin, hi Benin, thank you for joining us. It's great to see you. So she says, I'm waiting for the yeast to activate. It hasn't really started to bubble.
Okay.
I added a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar to help it along. Should I add more?
No, can I take a look at the or is it difficult to see her?
No, just a second. I will.
No, it's doing okay, by the way. It's working, but it's slow. So be patient. By the way, this is the step that is very important. And this is why we actually sometimes prefer to activate the yeast on the side and then add it to the dough. Because sometimes your yeast might be old, might be inactive. So basically, it depends on if you don't use your yeast a lot and it's just standing in the cupboard for a long time. And a very important thing is the temperature of the water. If it's too hot, it will kill the yeast, and if it's too cold, it will not activate the yeast. So basically, it has to be warm, but not boiling hot water. This is a very important tip when you activate your yeast. A very good test is that I always put my finger inside the water. It has to be warm, but not too hot, okay? So this is a very important tip. And this is why we usually like to activate the yeast on the side. But sometimes if we don't have time, and I know that my yeast is active, for instance, I've used it yesterday or the day before, and I know it's active, I sometimes just add it to the dry ingredients when I'm in a hurry and I can't wait for it to activate.
Great. Thank you so much. I hope that answered the question. I'm sure it did. It was very thorough. Thank you, Deema. So Nisreen, thank you for typing the word Gaza in here. So please go ahead and unmute yourself to ask your question to Chef Deema.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Deema, thank you so much. I've been watching you for a long while. I love seeing you on your programs. You are amazing.
Thank you.
I'm located in Chicago. I'm always afraid to do anything that has to do with dough. I got to be honest.
I know.
And my daughters were my sous chefs today.
Your daughter is your sous chef today?
They had to help me.
I say hi to them. I wish I could see you guys.
But
I
have exact consistency.
Oh, perfect.
I just did it all. This is my first time, and I just did it all with you right now. Can I use the mixer? Is that okay?
I always use my hands. You use the mixer? It's okay. Of course. Of course. طبعا. هو يعني أنا عشان هيك.
Thank you so much. I'm actually the smell's amazing. So I can't wait to see how it all comes together.
Could you all find Nabilsi cheese in Chicago?
Yes.
Yeah, that's easy.
It's
Perfect.
probably not as good as the one in Amman, Deema, but
والله هاي بعدين يعني شغل أمي وهيك it's really good.
we take what we find. But thank you, Nisreen, for joining us, and thanks for.
بس I do think that now most يعني عندكم محلات كتير عربية بيجيبوا الأجبان وهاي الأشياء مش هيك؟
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it sweetened or did you was it soaked and ready to be eaten, or did you soak it in water?
I think it varied. It's funny that you say that, Deema, because yesterday the Chicago lady sent an email to prep everybody, and then we thought about the soaking of the cheese. So they sent another note afterwards, just a tip to soak it in case some of our attendees might not be familiar with the process for Nabilsi cheese, which is a great cheese.
Okay, great.
We do have, thank you again, Nisreen, for the question. It's good to see you. And we have Rima Natour. I see the word Gaza also in the chat box.
Rima Natour.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Yeah, my name is Rima. I live in Chicago. So I would like to thank you, Chef Deema.
Hi, Rima.
Hi. So لما شفت اسمك, you're my favorite chef. You're my favorite organization. I signed up the minute I saw, للإعلان. Thank you. حتى لدرجة إمي بتسميني ديما حجاوي. So I followed all your recipe.
يا حبيبتي الله يسعدك.
Even this recipe, I tried it before. It's amazing. So thank you.
So you tried it before. I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
I tried it. So,
and please send my regards to your mom. سلمي عليها كتير.
Thank you. أكيد. ودائما نتابعتك. So thank you.
سلمي عليها الله يسعدك. Thank you, Rima. Any questions, Rima?
لا, I'm good. I tried it before. It's amazing.
Thank you, حبيبتي. شكرا لك.
Shukran, Rima. Thank you very much, and thanks for joining us. We're going to take a few more questions, and then if it's okay, we're letting the dough rise, Deema.
Yeah, it's rising, by the way.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So
My kitchen is quite warm today with the lights, and يعني it's getting there. So basically, but I'm going to show you actually. Let me show you the consistency of this. As I told you, I don't do anything to it. I don't take it out. I don't knead it again. I don't do anything. I just take an ice cream scooper, and sometimes if it sticks, you can just put a bit of olive oil on the scooper before you do this, but I usually don't. So I'm just going to do this. شايفين? That's all I'm going to be doing. هيك أولاً, they'll be all in identical shape, in size I mean. So هاي الطريقة هيك أسهل. شايفين ما أحلاها؟ This is how you know that your dough is perfect. شايفين كيف هيك فيها زي خيوط بتكون مخمرة صح؟
So it looks like it's stretchy when you're.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like melted cheese.
طبعا هلا so many people are against instant yeast and they prefer, you know, to do like natural, you know, how everybody is into sourdough now and stuff like that. يعني I think it will taste better even. بس يعني هذا this is faster and more convenient for everyone. Has anyone tried doing their own starters? حدا فيكم جرب يعمل خميرة طبيعية؟ No, صح؟
For me, I haven't.
You haven't.
But I just want to remind everybody not to, you know, stress if you're falling behind.
Don't worry. إحنا قاعدين. رح أضلني معكم لتخلصوا الوصفة.
Great, thank you.
وهاي رح نستناها ورح نعملها. يعني I'm gonna do this with you as well. The one that's on the side. So أنا بس عم بفرجيكم كل الخطوات. عندي one that's already baked. I'm gonna show you this actually. هاي الجاهزة. Okay. وهاي اللي هلا بدها تدخل على الفرن وهاي اللي رح ندخلها مع بعض على الفرن. اوكي بس let me make sure that my oven is ready عشان يعني actually انا قلت لكم سوري انا قلت لكم 180 صح؟
Yes, correct.
No, I want 200. I'm sorry.
Okay.
اي شيء pastry, اي شيء خبز, اي شيء عجين, anything that has to be baked, not cakes طبعا. عم بحكي pastries, 200 please.
Okay, so that will be probably 375 Fahrenheit, lady.
Yes.
So we'll come back. We're gonna take
392
390.
تكون
Okay.
392. طيب هلا رح نشوف اذا رح ندخلها، اذا هيها جاهزه. يلا خلينا ندخل مع بعض على الفرن. تعال معي يا عبد الله. هلا بنستنى بنشوف كيف بيطلعوا. بتكون هاي تقريبا by the way بحب افرجيكم. I would like to show you how it looks like now. هلا طبعا لسه بدها, it needs like half an hour. بس you can tell from here, see, you can already see the bubbles. عبد الله تقرب علي هون please. You can already see the bubbles. بلشت هيك تحسوها من تحت هيك. ايوه هون شايفين كيف تحسوها بلشت تخمر. طبعا من فوق لسه لانها بدها وقت, بس من هون you can tell انها it's هيو. شايفين البابلز اللي احنا عم نشوفهم هدول معناتها بلشت تتخمر معنا.
So we're seeing the bubbles, and
yeah.
That's a sign that it's starting to rise, which is great. Thank you,
yes.
Deema. I'm sure that's very helpful for everybody.
And by the way, you know, it's funny because usually, as we said, so many people are afraid of dough. And I used to be one of these people. Now it's my favorite thing to do. يعني أنا I prefer baking and, you know, working with bread and dough. But I remember the first time I did anything with dough was my mom's recipe. It's her dough for all kinds of pastries. And I just added so much oil because I thought that, you know, if you add more oil, it'll be like more rich. Actually, it turned out very hard. So usually when you have a specific amount of whether olive oil or vegetable oil or any kind of, let's say fat, even butter in a recipe, try to stick to it because usually adding more oils or more fat to the, sorry, I was looking at the wrong side. Adding more fat or let's say oil to the dough makes it hard. It doesn't make it more soft. So in this case, we just needed 1/4 of a cup of olive oil to the 6 cups of flour.
Great. Thank you, Deema, very much. There's so many questions here, and
please, يلا جاهزة أنا.
There is so much to, we want to make sure that we're addressing everybody's question, of course. So if it's okay with everybody, I'm going to go ahead and share the questions, and we're going to ask Chef Deema to answer them briefly. And then we'll go ahead and give all of your doughs some time to
yes.
rise. Because we still have some trivia segments, we have a short video to show you. So, and then we would love to come back and have some more Q&A with Chef Deema, check on the dough. We're so happy to see that she's flexible with her time and she can also guide us through the scooping of your dough. That's
one last thing, yeah, Sarah, but I'd like to mention. Don't overbake them. So I said, I think I already mentioned in the method that you have that it takes 12 to 15 minutes, but I always stick to the 12 minutes because I like them soft, you know. Once the cheese starts to color and it takes like, I always tell them a very important thing when I introduce this recipe, I will show you now. عبد الله بس افرجيهم شغلة. هلا أنا بحبهم بهذا اللون. I prefer this color. Okay, so once it's golden from the lower side, they're ready. Don't wait for them to color from the upper side. So I want to show you the inside of it. شايفين؟ هيك أنا بحبهم يكونوا soft. Okay. Somebody asked me whether they have to add like more za'atar on top. No need at all, because as I told you, the amount of za'atar is more than enough, and you don't want it to burn in the oven. So it's perfect. Okay.
Thank you, Deema. That looks delicious. So just for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and take 2 questions later.
بس باردين بدي أسخن لك إياهم.
We're going to take 2 questions to Chef Deema, and then we're going to move on to the next segment. And then we're going to come back to Chef Deema to move us along with the recipe. And there's actually a special segment on her that we're excited to get to later on. So let me scroll up. We're getting a lot of questions. From Mayada, she says, do we need to put olive oil on the baking sheets, Deema?
It depends on your sheets. Mine are non-stick. So I think that mostly all sheets now are non-stick, and don't forget that we have a good amount of oil in the dough as well. So if you're worried about this and you'd like to give it just a brush of olive oil, that's fine.
Okay. Thank you, Deema. I'm going to combine a couple of questions here that are kind of geared towards how long does the dough need to rise.
Okay.
So I guess some of our attendees are looking, how long do we leave it? What should it look like to decide that it's ready to be scooped and baked?
Okay. So basically it depends on the weather. So I'm not sure about the weather now. For instance, I have a very hot kitchen. My kitchen is quite hot today. So it actually took like 45 minutes for it. And it still needs like 15 minutes. So I prefer, let's say, an hour and a half to be exact. But it always depends on the weather and the temperature of your kitchen. Some people do like, to put the oven on very low heat, and they keep their dough inside the oven covered. So it helps it to rise more quickly. I don't prefer this method. I like it to rise by itself.
Great, thank you. Deema, I'm getting a lot of messages here. Come on, more questions, and also people who are longtime friends of yours who want to say hi. But I just want to take everybody's permission and say if it's okay to move along to the next segment. And we promise that there's going to be time to say hello and to reconnect and also ask some more questions along the way. Is that okay, Deema?
Yeah, perfectly. Of course, perfectly fine with that.
Thank you. So thanks again, Deema, and everybody for asking. We are so excited to see the volume of questions.
طب بس تعالوا معي شوي نفرجيكم بس كيف عم بيصيروا هدول. بس دقيقة شوي. هم لسه بدهم شوية وقت بس بدي اياهم يتحمروا شوي أكتر. يعني I think it needs like 4 or 5 minutes. فشايفين it doesn't take a long time because they're fluffy, they're soft, so they don't take a long time in the oven.
That looks beautiful.
Yeah.
That looks great. Great.
طلعكم انتوا ثلاثة برا. قد ما عم تحكوا معي شو ركزي على الدرس. Okay.
So much. Thank you. You're doing such a nice job leading everybody, and you're so gracious and patient. So شكرا.
No, بالعكس. I'm very happy actually. بس مش قادرة أشوف كل حد يعني جعبالي أشوف كل حدا شو عم بيعمل بس طبعا أكيد صعب.
Yeah, معلش. we're happy to see you. We have you spotlighted so that everybody is able to see you nice and big on the screen. So we'll definitely be coming back for more of your tips and guidance and the questions and saying hi's to you. So thanks, Deema, and we will circle back to you very soon. But I want to moving on to the next segment. Look at that dough rising. That looks amazing.
شوفوا هيها من هون الطرف بدي اياكم تشوفوا. ما تنسوا انه حطينا we added like let's say يعني they added a little more than I wanted بس يعني 2 tablespoons of olive oil is good.
Great. Thank you, Deema. We're going to give you a little bit of a break and go on to the next segment here. So thank you.
سارة بس عشان صاروا جاهزين فلازم أطلعهم من الفرن.
Okay, sure.
Okay, let me show you. كيف والله؟
Amazing. That looks beautiful.
شوفوا الجبنة. هلا أنت بدك من السخنين طبعا. شايفين؟ يعني they're too hot. I'm gonna try بيك تصير سخنين.
Somebody's saying, I hope mine turns out close to what yours looks like, Deema. So they look.
شايفين خلاص هيك أخذوا لون من تحت. So no need to keep them longer than that. They're still soft. شايفين كيف من هون? You can see that they're fluffy and they're soft and ready. Don't add extra flour to your dough. Trust the stickiness.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So once they have a little bit of color, it looks like they're ready to go. Great. I can't wait to see everybody else's Za'atar and Cheese Cakes later on in the program. So thank you so much, Deema.
Thank you.
All right. So moving on to the next segment, and it's this lady here that's coming up to say a few words is a very special one. She has been active with the Chicago chapter since its start, and she is just a wonderful example to many of us, as she is a mom. She's a working mom. She is a pediatric dentist who has gone on numerous medical missions to Beit Lahem, the West Bank, Tulkarem, Gaza, to treat children through the PCRF. Most recently, she has taken on the position of Vice President of the Chicago chapter. And with no further ado, it's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Sahar Reyes. Hi, Sahar.
Hi, Sarsura.
There she is. All right. So Sahar, please introduce yourself. You look lovely, Taban, as always. We want you to introduce yourself, and Sahar is going to give us a warm welcome on behalf of the Chicago chapter and tell us a little bit about the fundraising project that is going to benefit from today's event. I'm going to turn it over to you, Sahura.
Thank you, Sarah, for your thoughtful introduction. Good afternoon and for everyone, and good evening, of course, once again to our overseas attendees here. And on behalf of the PCRF Chicago chapter and the ladies of the chapter, I would like to welcome you and thank you for joining us on PCRF Chicago chapter 9th Ladies Sob7iyyeh event. We have prepared, as you can see, an engaging and fun program for you, and we hope that you will enjoy till the end with us. We appreciate your support along the years. And of course, many thanks to Deema Hajjawi, Chef Deema Hajjawi, for donating her time and talent to support this event. So thank you, Deema.
Thank you, Sahar. Anytime, Taban.
I also I see a lot of new faces here with us today, which is very exciting to see new people, taking interest in PCRF. And so I'd like to take a couple of minutes just to tell you about PCRF Chicago chapter. We've been very fortunate to have a supportive community for the past 12 years since we started, and we have grown since tremendously. And I'd like to share with you the faces of the ladies who've been behind the scenes working all these years and supporting the organization in general. Many of these faces you will see today or hear their voices. All right. So starting from the top right is Dr. Anna Ashley Compton. She's a pediatric dentist, and she has been serving as the chapter treasurer. So she's keeping all our records straight. She keeps us in line and where we're spending and how we keep our costs to the minimum. Next to her is Ms. Amal Qadah. She is a wonderful addition since she joined us. She's our social media coordinator. So she's the one who shares all the newsletters or the postings on Facebook. Next will be Ms. Rania Sadiq. She's our immediate past president, and she has kindly took on this year the role of coordinate as a coordinator for the youth volunteers. You can't miss Asma with her beautiful smile. She's our event coordinator. She's the one who keeps all the communication going and keeps us all in line and making sure everybody knows what's going on. Dr. Susie Azhari is, she is a general dentist, and she also serves as the patient affairs coordinator. and beautiful May Barkawi, who's also both works with Susie as the patient affairs coordinator. Many of you may have worked with them or seen them in the galas. On the bottom right is Ms. Mervet Hadba. She has served and continues to serve as the coordinator for volunteer coordinator. Ms. Sara Reyes, our PCRF chapter coordinator, she's an employee of the organization. However, she started as a volunteer in this chapter when it started 12 years ago, and so we really appreciate her support throughout these years. Myself, I've been serving as the vice president starting this year, but have been wearing different hats along the past 12 years for working with the chapter. Of course, so these are the faces of the ladies of the chapter, and we cannot, do it without our men here. Dr. Samer Abdo and Mazen Abu Ghazale are the medical affairs coordinators. Dr. Nadir Abusraj is starting this year as the president of the chapter, and has brought a lot of new energy to the chapter. Dr. Khalid Abu Ghazale, he serves as the PCRF chairman of the board. So he oversees all the activities along with our other board of directors. Last but not least is Khalid Al-Khatib, who has been serving as a proud husband for Sara Al-Reyes, and he gives us legal consults on the sides. So these are the faces who work behind the scenes since the 12 years ago. A year later, after we started, many volunteers and committed community supporters and athletes came to, under the umbrella of PCRF Chicago to form Team Palestine, running the streets of Chicago, raising awareness and funds to the organization. They've ran marathons, they've ran, Run for Peace organized it, and lastly, it was the 5K Falafel run that has recently took place. So we're really appreciative to all the support that they put, and all their knees and joints that have been worn down, along these years, and continue to do so. This year, Mr. Kaid Yassin has taken the lead of the team, and with us here today is Victoria Munoz, who is the membership coordinator. So if you're interested and would like to run along or do any other ideas, they have big plans coming up, and they will keep us all posted, or will keep you posted with any future runs or biking events. We not only did we motivate the older or the athletes, we motivated the young. We have 2 clubs as well that work under the PCRF Chicago umbrella, and UIC PCRF Club, as well as recently the Loyola PCRF Club. So all of these have been we've been growing tremendously the past few years, and this has been fantastic to see. And all that work, and we've been known amongst all the chapters as one of the strongest chapters, and that's many thanks to you as supporters, as a community that helped us all along. So as a chapter, our role is to raise funds, raise awareness, to support the organization delivering missions in Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, all the Arab countries that need help, not only just in Palestine, through missions, through projects, infrastructure, training the doctors over there as well. PCRF has taken the lead in many initiatives in Palestine and other countries as well. And when the kids cannot receive the treatment over in their countries, the travel program provide these kids with an opportunity to receive treatment overseas. These are the faces of the kids that have traveled to Chicago. Many of you may recognize the faces of these kids. Many of you here with us have hosted or co-hosted these kids, and we're excited to, and hopefully in the near future, we will be able, once the pandemic subsides, that these kids can come back, and who are waiting for treatment to be received, and we're waiting for them to come for the treatment they deserve. So once again, thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna move on now to a more exciting, segment, and hopefully you will enjoy it till the end and be with us. We'd love to see your product at the end, so please don't forget to share with us your pictures of the product, emailing us, or at the end of the program. All right. Next, I would like to introduce Ms. May Barkawi. So we're gonna.
Sorry, Sahar, but I think we're gonna show a video first, and then I'm gonna talk.
Thank you. Thank you, May. We're gonna take one more serious, a step here before jumping into the more fun part. But we're liking that you're enjoying, and we're excited to read all the comments that you're enjoying this event. However, there's always a serious, step that comes along, because we wouldn't be here unless we're helping and providing the care. And this year, we would like to allocate this event, or dedicate this event, to support premature babies in Gaza. Many of these kids have been born, and they need the support. And because of the siege and access to care in Gaza, we chose this project as our what we're fundraising for today. So we have a little short video for you to see, and what we need to, and what the program is all about, and what the project is about. Sarah?
شهريا يتم إدخال حوالي 300 طفل للحضانات في مستشفى ناصر ومستشفى الإماراتي من الأطفال الخدج المواليد في جنوب قطاع غزة. الأطفال هذه بتعاني من ضعف العضلات لأنه ناتج عن ولادة مش طبيعية، ولادة مبكرة، فبالتالي بيحتاجوا لنوع معين من الحليب. هذا الحليب بيكون زي مكمل غذائي بالنسبة لهم.
Sometimes in the overcrowded period like this time, twins or sometimes a triplet in one incubator is not ideal, and it's dangerous. It endangers the baby, because some babies, they are septic, which means infection, and this infection can transmit to the other twins and put them him at risk. Of course, as I mentioned, it's not ideal, but we have to.
نتيجة للظروف الحالية اللي فيها قطاع غزة، المستشفيات لا تستطيع توفير الكميات الكافية للأطفال من هذه النوعيات هذه من الحليب. في جمعية غطاء أطفال فلسطين لمسنا لهذا الاحتياج الشديد لهذا النوع من الحليب، ونتمنى من الجميع المشاركة في الدعم لإنقاذ هذه الأطفال من الويلات اللي ممكن يواجهوها لعدم توفر هذه النوعيات من الحليب.
The support that we may have from the PCRF will help the babies to survive in a safe way, will help earlier discharge of these babies, will help the moms to get happier in the Gaza Strip.
Very touchy.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Deema. Thank you, Sahar, for that beautiful recap of what the Chicago chapter has accomplished, and all the members that have been doing such a great job, and the growth that it has taken. You know, when we proposed this this project to the team in Chicago, they thought it would be very fitting to take on this particular project, Milk for Babies. due to this event being centered about the role of women and how important that is in our world today, of course, and especially in PCRF. The majority of our staff are women. The majority of our volunteers are women. We have board members who are here who are very established women, and you as mothers, as aunts, as grandmothers who have connected with babies on different levels, you out of everybody else in the world know exactly how important it is for babies to have the proper nutrition to grow and to survive, especially in such a vulnerable environment as Gaza is. As you know, it is under siege, and there's very little opportunities, especially in healthcare for parents and for babies. And we also, you know, while we were looking at the recipe that Chef Deema, you know, shared with us, and we were, you know, going back and forth with her as to can we substitute this, can we substitute that, you know, and one of our chapter members pointed out that how fortunate we are that we have we have that privilege, right? We have that privilege to be able to choose. Oh, we can use powdered milk. If we don't find that, then we can find liquid milk, half, you know, 50% full, non-fat milk, whatever it is. We have so many choices, and that's because we're so privileged and fortunate enough to have that option, where babies and so many of the population in places like Gaza are not fortunate enough. So we count our blessings, and we are counting on you and the support of our volunteers and the generosity of our donors all over the world to help us make this project possible. So our chat responder Amal here, who's doing a great job. Hi, Amal. You're in the background, I know, but you're doing such a great job at keeping up with all the chats. She's going to be dropping in the links. You can donate online. You can send us a check. You can call. We also have my colleague, Amanda, who is in the main office in Kent, Ohio, available to take calls for donations, or you can even text the number that will be placed here in the chat, the 330-678-2645. Please dial extension 101 to connect. You can also text your name, the amount that you'd like to donate, and just put a note that this is Ladies' event. And she will be happy to take care of that donation for you. So once again, thank you. Just by you attending today, you have already made this a success, and we hope that we will be able to reach our goal and give those babies who deserve the milk that they need. So thank you very much. And now we're going to go over to a lovely chapter member, and that's Miss May Barqawi, to lead us into something a little bit less you know, serious.
Formal.
Yeah, a little bit more fun. So we want you guys to go ahead and follow May's lead. She's going to introduce herself and lead you into the first trivia segment, which is going to be based on food and entertainment. So hi, May, if you can start by introducing yourself, please.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Hi, everyone. I'm May Barqawi Rahma. Chef Deema, I have to thank you for a wonderful segment.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
I'm a fair coordinator for the Chicago chapter. I've been with them for the past 12 years. My main role as a patient affair coordinator is to secure a host family for the kids who travels to the States through a program called Travel Abroad Program. It's usually for kids who their cases are extremely difficult and they cannot be treated in the Middle East. They go all over the States, but if we are lucky enough to get them here in Chicago, I'm the one who secure their host family, meet them at the airport, drop them off at their host family, secure their doctor's appointments, surgery time, operation and a pre-operation schedule, and then make sure that the recovery is going well, and then send them home happy and much, much happier than the way I received them at the airport. So thank you so much, everyone, for your support with us. Okay, enough about me. Let's start a fun segment. I'm going to be asking you a trivia questions. It's going to be 6 of them. And basically, it's going to be a question, and then you're going to have 4 answers. One of them, obviously, is going to be the correct one. You're going to have 15 seconds after I finish reading the question. And then at the end, we will look at the poll to see who got it right. And we're going to share some fun facts about them. So are you guys ready? I'm ready. Question number 1. Oh, I'm going to start with this easy one so we get a feel of how the trivia is going. Okay, question 1. What famous Arabic dish is made with chickpeas? 1. Baklava. 2. Hummus. 3. Shawarma. D. Couscous. You have
Here, my
second. Okay, like 4 more seconds. And I'm going to end up. And the correct answer is hummus. Yes, that's the right answer. All of you guys got it right. It's a very Middle Eastern, chickpeas goes into a lot of Middle Eastern dishes, as you all know. Oh, someone said couscous.
Someone said what?
Couscous.
It has some hummus.
Does it? True. Okay, next question. What type of a tree symbolizes the attachment of the Palestinians to their land? Fig tree, grape tree, pine tree, or olive tree? Got 5 seconds left.
لا أنا لا.
Okay, and the correct answer is olive tree. Palestinians are very attached to their olive tree. The oldest olive tree is found in Beit Lahem in a town called Walja, and it's 5,000 years old, a tree. Also, us as a Chicago chapter ladies, we use the zaytun, the olives, at one of our gala. I think it was the second one. And the last year we used the olive tree wood to do the map of Palestine. So yeah. Next question. Okay, what fruit is Hebron al-Khalil known for? Oranges, dates, grapes, or figs? All these fruits are known to the Palestinians. Like if you go and visit Palestine on season, each one of them has a season for it. So, and all of them are delicious. 5 seconds left. And the correct answer is grapes. That is absolutely the correct answer. Grapes, actually in Hebron or Al-Khalil, each different town or like village produces a different type of grapes. There is the Jondali and there is the Halawani. Oranges are for Jaffa. Dates are for Rafah, Jericho. And figs, actually, believe it or not, it's also in mostly all of the Jericho areas where they need like a warm temperature. Next question. Okay, which celebrity is a Palestinian descent? Steve Jobs, Shakira, Gigi Hadid, Rami Malek. You got 15 seconds. All of them comes from an Arab descent. Amazing people, brilliant. And The correct answer is Gigi Hadid. That is absolutely right. Gigi Hadid actually was a model for Guess when she was 2 years old. And all of her family are pro-Palestinian supporter. Her dad, I have to share this fun fact with you. Her dad, Muhammad Hadid, brought an olive tree from Palestine all the way to California. So,
True.
yeah, so it's...
وأنا عندي fun fact that I would like to share with you later on.
Please, go ahead.
Her grandmother is from a family that's called Al-Zahir. And so is my mom. So I'm related to her.
All over Deema.
Same family. It's Al-Zahir أمي, yes.
الله يخلي لك يا
الله يسعدك. ففي قرابة.
Next question is our last question for this segment. And famous Palestinian poet, Marcel Khalifa, Mahmoud Riyad, Ahmed Shawqi, Mahmoud Darwish, William Shakespeare. I mean, got 15 seconds.
فاجأتيني بالأخير.
يعني give away شوية. I hope no one select William Shakespeare. And the correct answer, of course, is Mahmoud Darwish. He was called the voice of Palestine, and he is from Jalil, from a very small town. So I hope you guys had a good time, a break, and thank you so much. And then I will turn the mic up back to Sahar, beautiful Sahar. So it's all yours, hon.
Thank you, Ms. Baykawi, for a lovely event and make a segment. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the trivia and learned one thing or two about the Palestinians, food or like celebrities. It's exciting to see that we have so many of you who know enough about it. We will test your knowledge once again in a few minutes. However, right now we're gonna turn it to Deema Hajjawi. So for more questions, Chef Deema,
yes.
This is gonna be. Some people have questions, not so much about the dish, but maybe a few.
Sure.
So and some of them. But like, I think that would be appropriate. Like, and many may have thoughts about how did you start with cooking, and what was how old?
Okay. It's actually funny because, I go way back. I've been a TV chef for 10 years. I started in Ru'ya TV 10 years ago. But the funny thing is that I was a TV presenter before that. I was never a chef. I didn't, by the way, go to school I didn't go to culinary school. I just have a very big passion for cooking, and I worked on myself a lot. I developed all my recipes. And by the way, I didn't used to cook because some people do tell you, well, I used to cook since I was little and I used to help my mom in the kitchen. I never did. So she never let me, actually. She honestly never let me. She didn't want me to get involved in the kitchen, But it's funny because everything started after I got married. I'm married to Hassan Hamdan, who is my partner in everything. He actually is the person who helped me to do my first book. This was published in 2009. It's no longer available anywhere. So I just kept a few copies for my daughters. I have 4 daughters. And this was the first book that I ever did. You can see I was pregnant here, a bit fatter. So basically, I started by just collecting the recipes that I like in a book. And I just did only 1,000 copies of this book. And I said, I'm just going to try it, between my friends and people who like cooking. I didn't know that it's going to be a hit, actually, in Amman. it sold out very quickly. And after it sold out, people started telling me, why don't you do another book and, just put more recipes in it. And if you can see, yeah, Abdullah, بس بدي أقرب شوي الكاميرا. I actually mentioned in this book that 100 recipes from around the world selected and developed by Deema Hajjawi. So, I never invented like any recipe. It was just my taste, the way I like food to be cooked. So basically it was, even the photography in the book was done in my kitchen by my husband. So it had like some traditional food like puff pastry, like uzi, Sob7iyyeh, and some other recipes, shawarma. So basically after it really was a big hit, I did the second book. And then immediately after that, I was contacted by Ru'ya TV, and they wanted me for an interview to talk about the books. And I went to the interview, and on that day I was signed as a chef in the TV channel because they were happy. I did a small recipe for them in the kitchen. And things just picked up, one thing led to another. I became more, it started as a talent, let's say, and as a hobby, and it turned into a career. So I'm happy I did. I have 3 books. This is my second book, The Secret Ingredient. The first 2 books were in English. And after I became a bit more popular in the Middle East, I had to do the third book in Arabic, because it was easier for people to understand and to see the recipes. And by the way, I do have a YouTube channel, and all my recipes are. Has anyone tried this? This is my recipe for turkey. You have to try my recipe. It's on my YouTube channel, by the way. So basically, I do post a lot of recipes on social media. I'm very active on social media, by the way. And I do, I'm responsible for all my pages, and I'm very active. And like, if anyone sends me a message or asks me a question, I'll always be more than happy to answer immediately or once I can. So yeah, it's a big responsibility now, because I have 1 million followers on Instagram, and I have the same on Facebook. I started being active on TikTok. I'm not very fond of it, but I started being active on it since everyone is on TikTok, and on Snapchat. So I do the whole media thing for myself.
Thank you, Deema, for sharing.
It's hard to talk about myself. I represent some very big names in the food industry as well. I represent Knorr, which is instant chicken powder. I've been their ambassador for 9 years. I started with a new company called Hello. I also was the face of Philips home appliances for 5 years in the Middle East. So thank God, things picked up, but I really work hard. So I think I earned it.
Great.
It's yeah, that's about it.
So we're sharing your Instagram and social media on the chat box as well. Amal,
yes.
Doing with that? Amal?
Well, I also no, because since I mentioned all the sponsors, I have to mention that I also represent Al Mara'i, which is a very well-known company in the Middle East.
We're so proud of all you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you
for your success. This is it's amazing that you were able to join us today and donate your time and all the knowledge that you have and you're sharing with us.
Thank you, Sahar. And the most important thing, that I'm a mother to 4 amazing daughters. My eldest is 19 and my youngest is 10. And I also have a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old.
Great. There's more to know about you, and through the, they can follow, whether following you on social media or just being here today. Amal has been kind enough to follow, to keep us, updated on the chat. Amal?
Yes.
Talk about, can you tell us about social media?
I can't hear.
Chat, so you can follow us. We also have a newsletter that goes out every once in a while whenever we have events. So if you'd like to, if our newsletter, we'll get your. Hope you enjoy the rest.
Thank you, Amal. It's a little choppy, the connection, but like as Amal mentioned, we do have a newsletter that we like share with you, whether through the emails or and social media, Facebook, and just make sure you follow us and follow the lovely Deema, on social media. All right. Any other questions for Deema?
يلا عشان أفرجيكم شو صار بالعجينة.
We'd love to know. So maybe perhaps like you can show us like what happens like with the dough, like Deema now, and while people are typing in like their questions.
Yes. خلص, it's actually ready. هلا, if we leave it for another, let's say half an hour, it will give us a better result, of course. But this is ready. So once you want me to try to start scooping them on the tray, just let me know. I'm ready.
All right.
شايفين؟
Let's get.
I think there's a question, Sahar, in chat.
Yes. Deema, there's we have a question for you from Ms. Mayada Fahoum asking if she can find your books on Amazon, or where can we purchase your books?
هلا, unfortunately, the first two, the ones that are in English, are sold out. But the good thing is, all my recipes are on social media. So if you follow me on Instagram or if you go to my YouTube channel, you can find most of my recipes now, whether in videos or just, a post, a photo of the recipe I do write the method. So, and I'll be more than happy if you do. Because I didn't reprint them actually. Maybe I should.
Thank you, Deema. All right. We don't have any other questions. We can go ahead, Sarah.
Well, I'm sorry. I think Anne Ashley Sahar has an update on the donations for us. I think when we started the program, we were at $610, and maybe Anne Ashley can give us a quick update on where we are now.
Sure. Thank you so much for all of your donations and your support. We're almost halfway there, 2,500 now. So just a little bit more to go. Any donations, however small or big, are much appreciated. And they're all like tax deductible, that we'll send you a letter afterwards. But thank you so much we all appreciate your support.
And Ashley is too humble to talk about herself. Another person, she is a pediatric dentist who has traveled along with me for several years now. As soon as she finished her residency, and has been going twice a year to Palestine, West Bank, and Gaza, carrying heavy bags and heavy load, and working from early morning to late nights. And she's very much looking forward to going back once things open up.
Yes, can't wait.
Thank you, Anne Ashley. All right. So now we're going to go back to Deema Hajjawi, and let's get some scooping taking.
Yes, let's do that.
Awesome.
Okay, so هلا رح أرجع أفرجيكم. I'm going to show you one more time how our dough is ready. شايفين؟ هلا طبعا if we leave it for let's say another half hour, it will be even better. But let's just start doing this. زي ما حكينا, as we said before, the dough should be sticky. Okay. فرح استعمل هاي.
Ask you a question before somebody asking here, should they use baking sheets or use non-stick pan?
Okay. هلا mine is non-stick, but if you're worried about that, you can always line it with parchment paper, or you can just brush it with a little bit olive oil. Mm-hmm. So it's always easier to use a scooper since the dough is this sticky.
You know, while we're watching the scoop, Sahar, I hope you don't mind me jumping in, but I know since Mayada just asked a question recently, perhaps we want to mention her behind the scenes volunteer support to the Sob7iyyeh. You're muted, Sahura.
Absolutely. Mayada has been a long supporter for PCRF Chicago, quietly, without any bringing the spotlight on herself. We volunteered her, asked her, and she was kind enough to take the time to sew all the patches you guys are having, you ladies have on your gowns, your aprons today, without hesitation. She agreed to it with in a heartbeat as soon as we asked her to help us with sewing the patches on the aprons. She immediately said, of course, she would be happy to, and we're so delighted to have her with us and all these years and and the smiling face and supporting the chapter. Thank you, Mayada.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayada.
You're welcome.
اوكي نرجع للدو. Okay, so basically these are ready, as you can see. Let's just place them in the oven for 12 minutes. And I will, as I showed you before, this is like the end result of the za'atar cakes أو أقراص الزعتر والجبنة النابلسية. شايفين؟ I like them fluffy and I like them actually thick. You can always make them smaller if you want to, but I think they look more authentic and traditional this way. So, and some people actually do like to stuff it with cheese. They don't like to mix it the way I did. They just mix the za'atar with the dough and then they make a big hole in the middle and they stuff the cheeses inside and they close it. You can also do that as well. But I prefer this method.
All right. Any questions for Deema? This is your time to drop in your question or raise your hand, and we'll be happy to spotlight you.
By the way, these are 9 cups of flour. So we did the 9, we did the 6, we did the 3. أعطيتكم كل الأوبشنز.
You're gonna have a lot of cakes for a long time.
أنا بدي أوزع على. Yes.
Deema, we have a question from the attendees, from Ms. May. You did mention that you have 4 beautiful daughters. Obviously you've been very active and working mother. Question is, how do you manage your time? How do you balance your life with all that?
والله يعني this is a very important question that I really get asked a lot. I have a very big support system around me. So basically my parents, my husband, even my daughters are very independent, by the way, and they're very understanding. And they're very, proud of what I do, thank God. So I think the key to being successful and to be able to manage your time is working hard and just, managing your time. So I wake up very early in the morning. I start my day at 5 a.m. and I drink my coffee, I do my emails, and then I just rush into the kitchen. I start preparing for my segment. I go live on TV twice a week, and this is the hardest thing I do, by the way. I do so many other things like recorded videos, cooking classes, but everything is easy, Being live on TV is quite hectic, and it's actually, it requires you being First of all, I have to be, thank God, I've been on TV for 10 years, but I've always managed to finish on time. The food was always ready. It looked really good. So you have to be able to take care of the food, how it looks like, the taste, how you look like, how you appear on TV. And this is quite, intimidating sometimes. And it makes me anxious most of the time. So it's not easy. I do have anxiety sometimes because of that. But as I said, thank God, I have a very big support system around me. And this makes me, I think, make it every single day. Sahar.
Thank you,
Yes,
Deema.
Sahar.
Like I'm sure you've been an inspiration for a lot of us here, whether in the kitchen or in life, to see.
Thank you. And I always believe that, hard work pays off, and I'm a hard worker. So I think that it's not easy, but I got used to it. It became like a routine. Like I really wake up at 5, even on Fridays, which is my day off, because I'm used to it. So I think it's quite okay till now.
Well, obviously, you're not just successful in what you do, Deema. You're successful in winning a lot of people's hearts. A lot of your people who know you joined today just because they've known you, and they appreciate and respect, all the dedications you've done. You have a lot of classmates here. I'm not sure, everybody, they have known you years ago, and they wanted. They're here just to see you and support you, and as well as support our initiative.
ريما هاي ريما حبيبة قلبي هاي البنت. يعني no words are enough to describe how great this person is. Really, she's been my #1 supporter since forever. عن جد.
Deema, how are you, حبيبتي? It's so nice to see you.
حبيبتي ريما, thank you so much for your continuous support. عن جد.
Of course, always.
I don't think إنه بيمرق يوم without Rima giving me a good comment or something to motivate me sometimes. And thank you, Rima. She's been my classmate since forever. I've known her since forever. Habibti.
Deema, it's so nice to see you. It's so nice to see you, and I'm so happy and so proud of you and of your success. And I was really happy that you were sharing with us today on PCRF, and I just feel so proud. I just feel so proud of you, constantly proud. And thank you, Sahar and Sarah, for actually hosting in all of the Chicago chapters. This is the cherry on top. This is the cherry on top for all of us. Habibti, I love you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you so much. And I miss you. I can't wait to see you again.
Habibti Rima, Habibti. Rima was my classmate, and we actually saw each other like 10 years ago. We reunited 10 years ago, which is a long time.
It's a long time ago.
So next time you're in Amman, I have to see you, Habibti.
Inshallah. And I do have your books.
I know.
I'm your #1 supporter. I do have your books. This is the first one I got. And I thank you for everything that you're doing. I've tried a lot of your recipes. They are fantastic. And thank you, Habibti. I wish you all the best.
Habibti Rima.
Allah يسعدك. Allah يسعدك.
شكرا لك. شكرا.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Deema.
A lot of people's
I'm very anxiety هلا.
No, that's very lovely to see. And obviously there's a lot here, like more women here who also have met you along the years. We have one more who showed, who told us that she knew you before, Sabir. Rima, you're so sweet. Thank you for being here today and for all the sweet words that you've posted on us. Right. One more fan of Deema. Abir, you're on.
Yeah, hi Deema. احنا بنات مدرسة.
هاي حبيبتي. أظن أسهل أجي عندكم كان عمل الحصة.
أيوه.
كيفك حبيبتي؟ أهلا يا بير. فجأة
If you still remember me, I was the bad one in school.
حبيبتي بالعكس كلكم بتجننوا حبيبتي أهلا عبير.
And next time you should be here. Actually, this is a really nice opportunity.
How long have you been? How long have you been in Chicago?
Chicago since 2013, but I've been here 25 years now.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was just in Amman actually.
طب Rima, do you see each other?
Yes, Abir is my very good friend. Of course, she's one of my besties. Of course.
حبيبتي.
CMS, we get together. CMS, we get together.
CMS. حبيبتي أهلا فيك يا عبير.
Well, we're glad we were able to facilitate this reunion, you know, like with your classmates and past like friends. And if you, but we don't want to take the time, like, you know, like away from the rest of attendees to, like, if they have any questions to our chef, and we have more exciting, you know, entertainment and segments that we want to go, you know, like want you to have. And
تعال بس stop تعال نشوف شو صار فيهم هدول. I think they're ready actually.
Awesome. Let's take a look at.
يلا يا عبد الله تعال معي.
We're hungry now, like Deema.
ياي ما أحلاهم هدول.
Oh my God.
Okay. يعني يمكن بدهم كمان دقيقتين. They need like 2 more minutes, but it's okay. شوفوا ما أحلى التشيزز كيف. So soft and fluffy.
That looks delicious.
يا ريت أقدر أشوف أنتوا شو عم بيصير معاكم باللي عم.
Share with you the video so you can see what everybody up to. All right.
هلا keep in mind إنه طبعاً this was like, you know, rushed. Okay. So basically it needs like to sit, to rest عشان تعطينا a very good result. Okay.
All right.
But still يعني they look great.
Thank you. This does look amazing.
أحاول أفرجيكم واحدة. يعني again عشان دائما بحب أقول لكم إنه كيف يكونوا من تحت خلاص they're golden from the bottom. This is when you know that they are ready خلاص. يعني don't wait for them to become golden from the upper part. They will become really hard.
Thank you, Deema.
أهلاً. شو بدي أعمل بكل هدول؟
بعيدهم and the funds just donate them to PCRF Chicago.
يا ريت أقدر أشحن لكم.
So we have more, you know, we've tested your knowledge on food and entertainment, and we're gonna move. Our next segment will be about testing your knowledge on geography and history. But before we go to there, we're gonna spotlight one more time on Dr. Anna Ashley Compton to give us an update on how we're doing in, you know, like, go ahead, Anna Ashley, like with our donations. You're muted.
Thank you so much for everybody who's been donating. We really appreciate it. We're almost to our goal, just a little bit left. Like I was saying earlier, every little bit counts. It doesn't matter how little or much we donate, every bit's appreciated, but just a little bit more to go. We're almost there.
Can you, out of the 4980 that we're looking to?
We're at 3,860.
That's awesome. Thank you, Anna. And thank you all for your donations and kind support. All right.
We also, I just want to add to the donations, we're also getting a generous donation from Jordan. So that will be added later on as well. So thank you to everybody.
All right. Our next segment will be, as I told you, is a trivia. So get ready. Let's see how much you know about Palestine. I'm gonna turn it now to Ms. Rania Sadiq, who's gonna be leading the trivia. All right, Rania, you are it.
Hello, everyone. Happy 9th annual PCRF Sob7iyyeh. I want to thank Chef Deema for coming. You're obviously very loved in this community as well as the Jordanian community. So thank you for coming. My name is Rania Sadiq, and I've been with PCRF for 11 years now. I've worked as a volunteer coordinator, then I took on chapter president for a couple of years, and now I'm helping with volunteers again. But I have to say, I think Deema reiterated that my proudest accomplishments, I think, with PCRF is that my 2 kids are some of the biggest supporters of PCRF. So that, I think I did a good job there. I'm excited to be with you. And I want to start our second trivia, as Sahar said, history and geography. So let's get this game going. All right. You'll have 15 seconds to answer after I'm done reading. All right, the largest city in Palestine, is it Hebron? Is it Gaza? Is it Ramla? Or is it Jerusalem al-Quds? 15 seconds. Largest geographical city, not population. That I'm just cheating here. All right, and poll, share results. All right, the answer is Jerusalem, geographically. So Jerusalem is one of the oldest cities in the world and is considered holy in the 3 major religions, of course. It is a walled city, for those of you who don't know, and the walls were built by the Ottoman Sultan Suleiman in 1537, just a little bit of history, and was finished in 1541. So you can use that in a social event to talk about. All right. Next question. All right. Which Palestinian city is called Jabal al-Nar, Mountain of Fire? Is it Tul Karim? Is it Salfit? Is it Ramle? Willa Nablus?
Please.
Wow. All right. I don't think I need to give you 15 seconds. Poll. All right. So I see 89% said Nablus. You are correct. It was named Mountain of Fire because of the heroic defense of the city during the French invasions. The city appeared to almost look like it was on fire because of the defense. And it was actually named that by the French dictator Napoleon Bonaparte. So he gave it that name. And Nabulsiye are fighters. All right, next question. Which city is called the Bride of Palestine or Pearl of Palestine? Arus Palestine. Is it Haifa? Is it Jaffa or Yafa? Is it Gaza or Jerusalem al-Quds? 15 seconds. I see there's a struggle here. Come on. And I see that there's conflict here. All right, let's see what the results are. All right, the results are Arus is Yafa. Due to its location, in a way, it is also named as the city of oranges for obvious reasons. All right. Next question. Should have music. What is the national anthem of Palestine? Is it Fida'i? Is it Mawtini? Is it Biladi? Or Ash al-Malik? 15 seconds. If I could sing, I would have, but I can't sing. All right, 5 seconds. Oh, interesting. All right, and poll. All right, so for those of you who said Fida'i, good job. Fida'i is the national anthem. It was adopted in Palestine in 1996. And Mawtini is the second most known national, well, nasheed, I don't know what to call it, but a lot of people think it's the national anthem because of its popularity. Actually, in 2004, Mawtini was adopted to become the national anthem for Iraq, which I didn't know. So that's another fact. All right. Next question. All right. Name a famous lake in Palestine. Is it the Dead Sea, البحر الميت, Swan Lake, Sea of Galilee, or Qarun Lake? 15 seconds. All right. And the answer is Sea of Galilee. Most of you got it right. And one fact about Sea of Galilee is it is the lowest freshwater lake on Earth and the second lowest lake in the world after al-Bahr al-Mayyat, Dead Sea. One of its many significance, obviously, is that Jordan River flows through it. All right, I believe the last question. Final question is, what is the name of Jesus's birth city? Wow, a lot of you answered right away. Bet Sahur, Bethlehem, Jerusalem al-Quds, or Beit Lahia? 15 seconds. I thought we were going to trick you with this one, but I don't think we did. All right, 2 seconds. And the answer is Bethlehem. Great. Most people, at least in the US, usually think it's Jerusalem. But Bethlehem lies 10 kilometers south of the city of Jerusalem. And the common misconception, I guess, because of the significance, the religious significance of Jerusalem, people assume that Jesus was born in Jerusalem, but he was born in Bethlehem, Church of Nativity that's located in Manjar Square. And that brings us to the end of this segment. Thank you so much. Great job, guys.
Thank you, Rania, for leading the second trivia. We purposely chose some questions to tease out who really know most information again. So it's nice to see that you've caught us on a lot of you answers right. So now we're shifting gear from how much you know about Palestine to how much you know about our chef Deema.
Yeah.
But we're gonna need you, Deema, to verify the answers for us once everybody answers them.
Okay.
So, but this is gonna be we're gonna play this a little bit differently. Listen up, ladies. We're not going to do a multiple choice questions this time, and you're not going to click. You're going to be exercising your fingers and typing your answers in the chat box. So we have 3 questions and 3 prizes. The prize for this round, for each question, were generously donated, from other people. And so we're going to be from this actually Chef Deema, who donated her books to this round. So she donated 3 books. So those of you who are interested in getting a book and you're not able to get it through Amazon, this is your chance to get it. So we have 3 questions. Get ready, ladies, and type in your answers on the chat box. And the first one who gets it right wins the question. All right, the first question. Which Palestinian town is Deema originally from?
All right.
Let's see the question.
It's disabled. I'm sorry, but we cannot type.
We cannot type. It's disabled.
Yeah, it's disabled. Chat disabled.
All right, then you can. Shall we unmute?
From Hajjah.
From Nablus.
Oh, مين اللي حكى؟ مين اللي جاب القرن؟
Nablus.
True.
Nablus.
Was that Rima who answered question?
ريما
Yes.
ريما أنت مش محسوبة.
أنا عبير قلت هي من حجة.
Yes, actually I'm from قضا نابلس, قرية اسمها حجة. حجاوي من حجة.
All right. So who should we're gonna leave you to judge Deema here. Who should?
لا مين اللي حكى حجة؟
أنا عبير.
عبير.
عبير؟ لا طبعا يعني عبير كثير كانت سبيسيفيك فأكيد عبير.
ماشي
ديما ما راح أزعلك بخبي لك واحد.
حبيبتي.
Deema already has all your books, Deema.
يا ريما يعني عندك الكتب أنت.
You probably cooked all your recipes too. All right. Well, congratulations, Abir. You won the first prize, the book here from Deema Hajjawi. We will coordinate with you delivery, of course. All right. Second question, and then please unmute yourselves, and they can. The first one who says the correct answer, will be the winner for our second round of book. All right. Question is, what TV network does Deema Hajjawi appears on?
رؤيا تي في.
ريما كثير انتم مش محسوبين.
انتوا you're disqualified.
ما راح احكي. خلاص. عبير اطلعي.
اطلعوا انتوا تنتين.
Who did anybody catch the?
It was me.
All right, Wijdan, lovely Wijdan is the prize winner for the second book from Deema
And
Hajjawi.
here, so you can see my final product.
أشوف خلوني أشوف.
Deema.
واو حطيتيهم بباسكت كمان وناوي. برافو وجدان. ألف مبروك حبيبتي.
تسلمي شكرا ديما وشكرا على النشر يعني كثير منيح.
إن شاء الله عجبتك الوصفة.
يا. تسلمي.
واو عم بشوف الفاينل ريزلت ما أحلى الكل. أوكي جميل.
All right, so now to avoid this again, like madness, you guys can ladies type in the chat box. So we're saving this is the last question, and Deema, again, that you're gonna have to verify the answer for that question. All right, ladies, please type in the chat box one more time. Last question, one last chance for you to win Deema's book. What is Deema's favorite dish to cook? All right, here we go. We're gonna give it a few seconds here for everybody to plug in their answers, and then we're gonna verify while Deema's thinking what's really my favorite dish here. I did not answer before. Oh, I see a lot of good options here that Deema probably are their favorite.
احنا لسه عم نخبز راس زعتر.
حيصير عندك مخبز اليوم. All right. Great ideas, great dishes here that everybody's suggesting. All right, so I'm gonna call them out. And did you think of something that you really like? That's your favorite dish?
هلا يعني طبخة. like.
Or like any recipe.
أنا بحب العجين.
All right, let's see who got any specific ajin or just ajin in general.
No, يعني anything. يعني خبز, معجنات, pizza, يعني كل شيء.
Winner. Sorry, I know some of you have gotten معجنات, za'atar, and pastries, but like to be just a general. And help me out, Sarah. Here, like, what are you?
It's very general. الأجوبة.
We have one winner who said anything with dough.
Oh. Yeah, there's an answer here that's calling you, Deema, the queen of معجنات.
هم هيك بسموني Yeah, and I love dough. So basically, anything with dough.
I would have guessed za'atar and or marjanat as well, but like since we don't qualify to enter this
so round. How many answers معجنات?
So we have
a day.
My mom. So that's
Miss Riman Natur was the first to type in anything with dough. That was
yes.
The first one, like wins the round. I'm sorry, ladies, but the others, I guess, like the za'atar, but like in general, Deema Natur, congratulations on winning the book from Deema Hajjawi.
Ta-da! كمان زعتر.
cakes like coming out.
وين انا في معي على فكره تيم فعم بيقولوا لي احطهم هون جنبهم هم عم بصوروني. فهيهم انا هيك خلصت زعتر، انا مش رح ارجع اعمل زعتر ولا سنه. يلا خليني احط لك اياهم هون.
Right, last chance for you ladies if you have any questions that you need to ask Deema, Chef Deema, about like cooking in general or
يلا I'm ready.
Please type them in like in the chat box. We have a couple of people who raised their hand.
We have Kinda Sahar and also Rima Natur who have questions.
All right, Rima Natur. Vivian sorry, Sarah, you said Vivian Khalaf is?
No, there's Kinda Arzan and we have Rima Natur also have questions.
All right, Miss Kinda, lovely falafel diva.
Kinda, oh hi Kinda, hi.
Hi, كيفك ديما?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're good friends on Instagram.
Yes, I'm a big fan of yours. And when I heard that you're going to be here, I'm a big supporter of PCRF, but this was even more.
You're an amazing cook.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and I learned so much from you, and I can't wait to make more of your recipes. And this يسلموا ايديكي بجننوا. طارقتهم كلياتهم.
اشوف كيف طلعوا معك.
هدول اللي بقوا بس. هي شوي.
واو great ممتاز perfect.
Can you see them? أكلوهم الأولاد وأنا كل شيء 4 up to this point.
أنا كلها هي عم بتبس مع الأولاد.
Deema, thank you so much for being here today, and I'm so just grateful to be part of this and support PCRF. It's an organization that's very dear to my heart from a long time ago, ever since I lived in Chicago 16 years ago. So I just moved back. I'm back in Chicago. I'm a portrait photographer. I think I mentioned to you, I did photography for about 12 years. Thank you so much. And since the pandemic had started, I stayed home, closed my business, and I started taking pictures of food. So this is where the food kind of came from. I've always loved to cook, but I've never given it its own account or anything like that. Yeah. So I guess my question to you is, I just started this back in May, my cooking account, and I wanted to get advice from you, from someone who's starting out. Yeah. Starting out with this, what can you give me as an advice to kind of, keep going? What kind of content I should share? If there's anything you can share, that would be great.
Habibti Kinda, I think you're doing a great job already. All your photos are very bright. I like to follow your account. I like to look at your photos. I always tell people who are interested in food, who have like pages about food, whether food bloggers or chefs or, just housewives who like to share their recipes on Instagram. You have to have like a very good content. People do like to read the recipe. They don't just want to look at the photo of the food and just, some people tell you, go follow the link and go to my YouTube channel. People don't want to do this anymore. They just want something clear, fast, that they can, just do at home and with a good result. This is one thing. Another thing is your content should be rich. Try not to, it's a good thing that you did a different page for your photography, because people don't want to see, let's say, portraits or other photos not related to food on your page. And another very important thing is to post daily. I always tell people who are interested, post daily, and like, let's say in same or certain times, like, in the mornings, people do like breakfast related recipes. So you can post this in the morning. You can just give some advice about cooking in the afternoon. Try to make like 1 video per week or 2 videos per week. That's always very interesting, and it makes people engage more, and you will gain more followers this way by posting videos on your page as well.
Thank you, Ktia. This is great advice. I try my best. And I love, like just like you, I'm not a trained chef. I just love to cook. And
if anyone ما بعرف if you follow Kinda, but you should, because her page is really pleasant. It's a very pleasant.
Thank you, Habibti. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, Deema, we have another question from Victoria. Victoria, do you wanna? Victoria was asking about your plans.
My plans?
Hi, Deema. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
I am in Chicago, and I was just wondering if you had any plans of opening a restaurant in the near future.
Okay. Maybe I get asked this question every single day. And I always say that if I take this step, I should be, on top of this 24/7. I should, if I decide to have my own restaurant any day, I should quit doing everything else that I'm doing right now, whether social, not quit, but I mean, maybe TV, because if I have I once was responsible for a restaurant that opened in Amman, and I actually trained the chefs in the restaurant, and I actually the menu was all from my recipes. The problem was that my job was only, to deliver the menu, the recipes, and just to train the chefs for 1 month and just leave. I couldn't leave. I stayed in the restaurant like for 9 hours each day because I was so afraid that the recipes will not be good enough, and the customers won't be pleased, and that the chefs won't be able to deliver or to let's say do the recipe the same way I wanted it to be done. So I was overwhelmed with the load of, let's say, responsibility of having a restaurant. So I always say I will one day, but maybe 4 or 5 years down the road, once I get bored of and exhausted from working or being live on TV, because this really exhausts me a lot, and I'm live twice a week. And I'm good now, since I still have the energy, and I still can do it. But later on, it's definitely my plan. But I'm not sure whether it's going to be in Amman, because my daughters are growing up. My daughter my eldest just started in Canada. She's actually studying online now from home, but she got accepted in Ryerson, so she just started. So maybe later on, maybe, I don't know, if we move to Canada, this is the plan, and I'll have my own restaurant one day.
Great. Can't wait to try it out, like once you get to that point, Deema.
Yeah.
We're gonna move to our next segment with the raffles, but we don't worry, ladies. We're gonna come back to Deema if you have any questions to ask her. We have raffles now, so we have exciting gifts for you that Ms. Sarah will share with us, and Dr. Susie Azhari will be leading the raffle segment and telling a little bit more about the gifts.
Thank you, Zahar, and thank you, ladies, for joining us today. Thank you, Chef Deema, for joining the show. It was very educational, especially coming from a person like me who's useless in the kitchen. So I'm Susie Azhari. Main Barqawi and I are the Patient Affair Coordinator for the Chicago Chapter. May did a brief and a great description of our role. At this time, I would like to thank the community for their support and making this role possible. I'm also a general dentist, and I had the pleasure of traveling with the PCRF team on several dental missions. Basically, what we do is do complete and comprehensive dental care for special need kids. So enough about me. Let's start with the raffle. Are you guys ready to have some fun? Can we see the slide for the raffle prices, please? Thank you so much. So our raffle prices are composed of some beautiful handmade Palestinian items. Just to give you a taste of our Palestinian cultures and tradition and art. The first raffle price is the handmade ceramic Fatima hand, and the hand-stitched embroidery ladies pouches. So let's spin the wheel for the first round. Thank you, Sarah. And the winner is Muna Nasser. Congratulations, Muna. We'll be contacting you to coordinate delivery arrangements of your prize. Congratulations again. Our second prize is a combination of olive wood napkin rings, salad utensils, and a pots and pan holder. So let's spin the wheel for the second round. Thanks again, Sarah.
My pleasure.
And the winner is Khawla Al-Khatib. Congratulations, Khawla. Again, we'll coordinate with you delivery method of your items. And third round, we do have the Hand of Fatima ceramic wall hanging and a hand-stitched ladies pouches. So let's spin the wheel. Nadia Abu Nejma is the third winner. Thank you, Nadia, and congratulations. Congratulations to all the winners. Thanks for joining us, and had a great time with all of you. Sahar, you can take it from here.
Thank you, Susie. Congratulations to all the winners. You know, like we feel winners without even getting any prizes, because, like, you know, just having you and seeing that you're excited and getting interactive, this is has made our day. But you know, like you got to meet a lot of our faces here today. One person who always stands behind the scenes is Ms. Asma Kadura, our event coordinator. So I'm going to turn it into her just to tell us, you know, a little bit about herself before we're going back. Asma.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I'm Asma Kadura. I am the event coordinator for PCRF, along with Sahar, who's also vice president too. So she's helping me with that as well. I am the one that's communicating with you guys about the events. If you have any questions, sending out emails. And yeah, I am so happy to see all of you guys here today, and I'm so excited that I got to meet the exciting, wonderful Chef Deema. So thank you so much. That was awesome. I can't wait to tell all my family in Amman that I got to meet you. And thank you, everyone. I really appreciate all your support.
Thank you.
Thank you, Asma. All right. Well, a little bit of fun, but I think now it's time for some more information about how well are we doing with our donations. Back to you and Ashley. Can you just give us a little update on how we're doing to reaching our goal and supporting those premature kids in Gaza?
Hey, well, thanks to all of you guys. We're doing awesome. We're just a couple $100 short now. We're at $47.10. So we're so close to getting there. And thanks to all the generous support of all of you for donating, and we really appreciate it. Like I said, we just need we're just $100 or $2 short from the goal that we have to supporting all those babies. So any little amount helps. Thank you again.
Thank you, Ashley. We'll continue taking donations. If you don't get it now, don't worry. We're gonna get you again. Like our gala will be. Please stay tuned for more information on our upcoming gala. You know, like our Team Palestine runs. These are opportunities to give back. We're very fortunate to be here, and one way to give back to underserved, you know, people who have lack access to care. It's every little bit helps. So thanks again, and Ashley. Back to you, Deema. We're gonna be like we're coming to an end of our program, but we had one or two more questions that we left unanswered. And I think it was Abir who had a question about oven. Abir, are you still with us?
Yes, hi. Yes, I am. Deema, I wanted to check what's the difference between the convectional oven and the regular oven when you're baking?
Abir, I prefer convectional. I think the airflow is in a convectional oven, and it circulates the air in a better way.
Right. But does it take less time or more time? What do you think?
I'm not sure. It depends on the kind of the oven, I think, because nowadays everybody is just into technology and they're just doing like different stuff. Like some ovens do have like steam in them, some ovens do have like fans in them. But I think it's just a better way to circulate the air inside the oven. Is yours convectional?
Convectional, yes. I have both, but I use the convectional more than the other one.
Yeah, I think it's better for baking and especially for cookies, dough, and for cakes.
Right. Thank you, and so nice to have you over.
Thank you.
And thank you. It was a great opportunity. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Deema, we have one last question here from Nikki. Nikki, would you like to ask your question directly to Deema? Unmute yourself. I think that question came up like once before. People were asking, and I'll read it out to you, Deema, if Nikki's not with us or able to ask the question herself. How long does the dough last in the refrigerator?
Up to 3 days, max.
Okay. So all right, perfect. All right. Well, like this has been a phenomenal event, and we see all the, like it's so nice to see so much energy and so many questions, and everybody getting involved with this and wearing their aprons. So we're gonna be a few things like before we depart. I'd like to thank you all for your support, for being here, for the board of directors for joining us today, and for our lovely Chef Deema for being and donating her time and talent to us.
No, I just want to say that I'm really, really privileged, honored, and thankful that you chose me to be part of this. And I do hope that this will not be the last time. I'll be ready to be with you guys anytime you need me to. Thank you so much.
I think we have people were more asking about the freezing and refrigerating. Just the last one.
Okay.
Which is, does the end product freeze well? Like, so after they've done it, can they freeze it and heat it? And
Yes, of course. But make sure that you place the wax paper in front between the layers of the dough, or you keep them like, and you need space between the dough, so that they don't stick together. So basically, I'm going to be doing this actually because I have a lot.
So we would like to take a picture for our participants here. So please, keep your aprons on, your big smile, your eyes open. We're gonna take pictures. We only can see a few people at a time in one screen, so we're gonna be doing two shots, or two.
Everybody is fixing their hair and their aprons now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Sahar. Thank you so much. So it looks like we're gonna have to do 3 shots just to make sure that we're getting screenshots and you are included in one of them. So keep your smiles on a little bit longer, just until you hear the 3 clicks, and then we hopefully will guarantee that you are in one of them. So if you haven't shared your video or turned on your video, please do. We want to show off that you participated with us. So, thank you. Some of you just listened and turned your videos on. So that's wonderful. All right, here we go, ladies. On the count of 3, I'm going to start with the first one, and then we're going to do 2 more. I'll give you a heads up. So if you need to fix your hair again. Here we go. The first one. 1, 2, 3, and smile. Great. The next set of ladies. All right. 1, 2, 3, and smile. And the last one. 1, 2, 3, and smile. Perfect. I think we got everybody, but I know Sahar is going to give you a little reminder about something that we asked for at the very start of the program. So I'll leave it to her to give that one last push for it.
Well, I'm glad, Kinda has few more of her cooked cakes left to take a picture with and send us. So don't forget to take pictures of yourselves, like with your cakes and your product, and emailing them to us to enter the raffle. We still have that beautiful messenger bag to give it away to one winner through a raffle that will go live on social media. So email us, send us, tag us. We'd love to see how your product came out and see you again. Thank you again for joining us at PCRF Chicago.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Deema. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Allah ma'akum. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.